basically, amateurs. We got guys, trying to play softball. So the fact that Flashback forced them to the if game, or they forced the if game, and Flashback was actually winning 6-4 late in that ball game, bottom of the sixth, I believe. I think that actually speaks pretty highly of our game, because our teams, we recruit small geographic area, and we got 10 teams all fighting for the same kids. And as good as your roster is, Will, there are another 10 or 15 great players that actually don't play on Flashback. And I know everybody thinks you guys got every great player in softball, but you don't. And that's not a slam on anybody on your team. But so I thought that 16-inch represented itself well when faced with Rismondo. And
one other thing to touch on Rismondo, I was coaching first in the winners bracket final. I think when we put up 6 on them in the winners bracket final, and I was coaching first in their dugout, I think we came out with a couple of hits. They booted the ball around, and Rismondo's dugout was right there, and you could tell they were excited because they didn't want to come out. I think they didn't want. They were beating everyone kind of handily. I think they wanted to, play a tight game, and they did. And I think they were. I heard their dugout. They were like, I like the excitement because Flash was getting loud and everything. So I think that's the game they wanted. They anticipated, and they got the job done.
Well, that was the game when the Pharaohs jumped in.
Yeah.
And they did their world famous chanting.
Yeah.
And for a second there was.
Was lifted off of me, predicting the Pharaohs should win the game.
Well, I don't know about that, Jerry. I think
at least those guys made the Sunday, and they made some headway.
Signature and Hex, I think they beat. So those are 2 big wins for them.
Hello. To close the year out, those are 2 quality wins. You get the scale goes up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's throw up a picture here of the runner-up Flashback squad. You can see them there with their trophy. Flashback, tremendous year. They won 2 tournaments. They finished second in the tournament, third, and now second. And could have very easily, a couple of plays here or there, could have won 4 events this summer. So one of the better years we've seen a 16-inch team have.
According to the summer series points total, and any like you said, 1 or 2 wins either way, 1 or 2 bounces either way, and they pretty much walked the whole field. So Flashback, hats off to you. You guys were absolutely tremendous, especially my boy Mike Manzella.
Yeah, I was. We played that live, so I was not sure of what Flash we were going to see on Sunday. Then Chuck's was 4-4, so Flash, like they did at the No Gloves, we escaped with some wins.
Yeah, those things happen too.
Yeah.
But once you're the king of the hill, as Flash is, everybody wants a piece of the pie,
man.
Yeah. Absolutely. And of course, finishing third, some familiar faces, the 45s. Had a couple of rough games against Rismondo. Played well overall, and they've ended up finishing third.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so, and they were shy a couple of people too, and, they didn't have, as Will, you pointed out when we were talking earlier today, that they didn't have really much of a bench, which is very unusual for the 45s, especially in the bigger events like the major or the No Gloves. So, they held on there, though, and they found a way to finish third.
Yeah, one more thing on the 45s with Anthony Sanchez getting injured. I think put a lot more pressure on the younger players of the 45s, and and they were on the wind blown in against Rismondo. So Anthony Sanchez getting injured really hurt that team over the weekend.
So they're back in place.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a shoulder. He told me on Sunday that he was having like a little bit of an ankle issue, and he thinks, they think he was favoring it, and that's why he pulled the hamstring. And the last few times I saw Anthony before he hurt the hamstring, he wasn't really moving like he normally moves in the outfield. And so he was trying to gut it out. He's a tough kid, and there's only so much your body can take. But
Yeah.
he was a loss because, when they lost to Rismondo 2-0, the Winch really had more scoring opportunities than Rismondo, and indicating that they should have lost that game.
Yeah.
So that's just another example. Everybody thinks that they cruised through, but they had some challenges, and but they, like you say, well, they got the job done.
Yeah.
And finishing fourth was a team that all year's been and that was March. They had a real solid year, and I'm really sorry, folks. This keeps cutting in and out on us today. We're having Wi-Fi issues. So, it was one of those things where, March did what they had to do. They end up finishing fourth, and
had a really great year, especially when they played BTA.
Yeah.
So March, I
Especially, yeah.
got to be honest on the show, guys. And so March had a really nice year, and they just keep building off that. What I would do for 2025 is build off that and keep moving forward. You finished fourth in the major nationals, so you got 2 spots to go up, and then you've been in the championship game. So March, keep on.
Winners bracket till I think Sunday, so good. That's what you got to do, to finish late in these tournaments. So March, great season, and a lot of players on that team really up and coming, making a name for themselves.
batting champ. He hit 688.
Woo!
Joey was doing some neat stuff on a couple of ground balls he was throwing.